Here is the ProForce 1500XP commercial upright vacuum from the ProTeam Vacuum Company. I've had this for about a year now, so with that experience, I'm going to go ahead and do my review now. This is a commercial product and it's tailored for commercial applications, and since I'm using it residentially, as I go through this review, I'm going to underscore different items that matter to me in a residential use case that might not be relevant in a commercial use case. And likewise, there's going to be different factors that matter in a commercial use case that don't matter to me in my residential use case. I chose this model because this is a very basic and traditional design. This is based off of the old Electrolux upright commercial models, which have been around for many years, and those are generally well liked and well respected. Too many things today are gimmicky, complicated, electronic, so-called smart. I don't like that kind of stuff. I like simple and basic. I want a product that's been around for a long time, because if something's been around for a while, then we know it just plain works. And that's the stuff that I like. This is one of those products. So first we're going to talk about some of the things I like, then we'll talk about some of the things I don't like, and then we'll go ahead and go around the house with it and get a visual on how it works on different floor surfaces and so forth. So starting out with the ease of use, we have a 2-speed switch up here at the handle, which is easily operated with one hand. The 1 setting is suction only. The 2 setting is brush roll and suction. We have the hose here, which is nice to have, but it does have some shortcomings that we'll get into. The cord is very nice. It's a very long cord. I can plug it into a centrally located outlet in my house and vacuum the entirety of the upstairs and the downstairs and never switch the outlets. Despite being very long, the cord wrap is very tall, so it ravels and unravels very easily. You also have this, which you could use, turn it down like that and take all of it off. I seldom do that because I usually don't even need all the cord in my use case. It is a bright yellow color, which I've read some people dislike, but in a commercial use case, it's important to have a high contrast cord, especially if it's going to be laying on the floor where people might be walking and then it could pose a tripping hazard. This has a pretty wide cleaning path. I believe it's a 14-inch cleaning path. Let's turn it over and take a look at the underneath side here. So we have rubber wheels in the back here. These are plastic. No, actually are they plastic? I don't know. I think they're a very, very hard rubber. We got the brush roll, which does capture some hair, but it's not too bad. As far as the edge cleaning goes, we've got about 3/4 of an inch here, maybe an inch there. So it doesn't go all the way to the edge, but this is a nice, very wide cleaning path. And in a large room like my living room here, it does make a noticeable difference in terms of the time it takes to clean the whole room. The overall user experience from this machine, in my opinion, is really good. It feels solid, the handle is sturdy, there's no creaking, plasticky, creaky parts, anything like that. It glides along the floor really nicely. Got the big wheels on there. It feels like it's very good quality and very well made. It's quiet. The fan is quiet anyways. Much quieter than other vacuums that I've used. Doesn't really matter, but if you're running it for a long time, cleaning up a big commercial area, I'd rather have less noise. The bags easy to change. All we have to do is remove the hose, press the button, and this comes down, and you can take the bag right out. Goes in, this presses in there, seals by itself, locks in place real easy. Put the hose back on and the bag is changed. Same thing with the filters. The filters also come out very easily. Press the button here on the side. It does require some force, but this comes out and there's the filter. Two filters, one in the front and one on the back. And then it locks back in place. So that's pretty simple as far as that routine filter changes go. Carpet cleaning, I think, is absolutely fantastic. It does a very, very deep clean on the carpet, which is somewhat surprising because when it comes to carpet cleaning, airflow is more important than suction. The hose opening here is relatively small, so I would not have expected a lot of airflow. And that's one of the reasons why the Auric, even though people think it's not a good vacuum, the Auric works very well on carpet, and much more notably the Sanitaire models and the Kirby models, things like that, which are direct air. Those work a lot better on carpet typically than passive air vacuums like this, because the direct air design gives you much more airflow. But despite this being a passive air, the carpet cleaning is excellent. I would say this is among the best carpet cleaning vacuums there are. Quite possibly the best for a passive air model. And I don't find that you have to go really slow. I also don't find that you have to make a lot of different passes. The filtering is very good. I've cleaned up sheetrock dust with this before and didn't notice any getting into the ear. The L head, which unfortunately seems to be a dying breed, I think is fantastic. When you're cleaning in the kitchen, you can get under the overhang of the cabinets. You can get under the furniture much easier. I don't know why that's not a more common design. I think that's all I had to talk about for the lights on it. So now let's go into some of the problems. I think the two biggest failures on this unit would be the weight and the difficulty of service. Service in terms of brush roller replacement and belt replacement. So far, I have not noticed degradation in the brush roll, and I have not had a problem with the belt. I'm putting a lot less hours on this than it would be getting in a commercial environment. I don't know how long it will last in a commercial environment. I can tell you, cleaning my house every couple days for the last year, no problems with the belt, no problems with the brush roll. It's not impossible to do, but it's a lot more difficult than an Auric or some other models. The Sanitaire model is much easier to work, it's much easier. And since this is something that's intended to have a lot of hours on it, I really don't understand why the consumable parts are not much more easily replaced. The weight is a big problem, not so much for me, but for some people. It's very heavy to pick up. It has this handle down here, which I think is awful, because when you pick it up with this handle, it goes completely, almost fully horizontal. So trying to carry it up the stairs and it's going like this, it's just ridiculous. So that handle to me is totally useless. I can pick it up like this and carry it up and down the stairs, but not everybody can. It's very heavy. Even worse than that, the handle weight like this is extremely heavy. I would say this is easily 2 or 3 times heavier than any other upright vacuum I've used. And again, for something that's designed for commercial use, someone's going to be cleaning very large areas with this, moving this around the building. Why is it not designed to be lightweight? The bag is small. bag is very small and it fills up quickly. So I installed this I installed this bag on 2/18, so just over a month ago, and it's not full, but it's getting very close to needing to be replaced again. And there's no children here, there's no pets here. This is not a very dirty environment, and this is filling up quick. I can't imagine how many bags you're going to go through in a commercial environment where there's a lot of dirt. The bags are about $2 a piece right now. Not super cheap, but not crazy either. One of the other things I don't like is the sound of the brush roll. And this is purely a personal preference issue, but the fan motor sounds really nice and powerful, and then the brush roll has a very annoying high-pitched whine to it. It works fine, I just don't like the sound of it. There is no adjustment for the brush roll height. This is one of those one size works for everything kind of deals. I have two different carpets in my house. I have the carpet in here, which is kind of a, I wouldn't say this is a super low carpet, it's like low to medium height. And then I have another carpet in the hallway in the bedrooms, which is more of a medium or medium to tall carpet. And I use it on both, and it works fine, it cleans both. But I do notice that it goes under significantly more load when cleaning the carpet in the hallway and in the bedrooms as opposed to cleaning the carpet in here. And so it would be nice if there was some kind of adjustment. Kind of along the same lines, I also find that if you have a large debris on the carpet, it doesn't always pick it up. Sometimes it just pushes it. And this is another situation where if you could adjust the height, you might be able to raise it up a little bit and capture the bigger pieces of debris. Those are definitely the biggest issues I have with it. As far as the cost is concerned, it's expensive. When I bought it, it was $521.81. A year later, it's $528.50, so it's inflated by $7 over the course of a year. That's not too crazy. The hose I have mixed opinions on. It's kind of too short. If I wanted to reach something like at the top of the ceiling, for instance, this trim in here is about 8 feet off the floor. If I wanted to come over here and clean some cobwebs off the corner, it's extended all the way right now, and it just barely reaches. Because the suction is so strong, it becomes a lot harder to extend this all the way while it's running. It also becomes a lot harder to take this in and out while it's running. Not that that's really a big deal. It goes in pretty easily now, but when it's on, this is really tight and it's hard to move it around. We do have some attachments for the hose. We have a small area crevice tool, and then we have the brush, which has rubber inside, pretty soft bristles. This is not going to damage any kind of surface. But I'm a little disappointed by the hose, you know, because I guess my expectation was it would be like a canister replacement, but you can't, like, you're not going to clean the stairs with this thing. I've done it, but it's way too heavy. I would have rather not had this wand thing on here and have twice the length of coil hose, because then it would be a lot more useful. It's not like you're going to sit here and clean the floor with this anyways. I also would have preferred to have two of these wands that you can attach and then a floor attachment, because the one area where it doesn't work very well is tile. It doesn't work that well on tile floor because the suction is just not strong enough when you expand it that far to get dirt out of the grout lines. It'll capture the dirt on the surface of the tile with no problem, but it'll definitely leave stuff in the grout lines. So I need to change out my camera battery. It's down to 11%. Once I've done that, we're going to go ahead and turn the machine on and see how it works. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and turn this on now. We'll clean this carpeted area. I have a doormat here. We'll clean that, get all this junk off the floor. It's pretty dirty. Let's take a look at the carpet beforehand. See a lot of contaminants on there. There's a wood pellet there. Vacuum this up. Cord unravels real easy. Go plug this in the other room. As far as the power draw goes, it pulls about 10 amps with the brush roll on. It's a lot of power, but it's not too bad. It's better than the ones that pull 12 amps for absolutely no reason. There's no release lever on this. You kind of just have to smack it down. And all the dirt always goes through the hose. So while you're cleaning up the carpet, you can hear all the dirt going through the hose, which is kind of nice because then you know it's working good. There is very good agitation. That agitation is very important to get a good deep clean out of the carpet. That carpet is a little bit taller. You can hear the load changes on the brush roll significantly. And it's kind of sticking to the carpet, very powerful suction. Clean that up pretty good. The brush roll does turn off by itself when you put it back to the upright position. It also turns off if you take the hose out. You can go with the L-shaped head and get right under this table here. It's also very thin, so you can fit the whole thing right under this table. You can lay pretty flat to about that angle, which allows us to get under the table pretty well. Carpet's very clean now. Picked up everything that was here. Hopefully you could see in the video the agitation is very good, which is another important aspect of cleaning carpet with a vacuum. It does groom the carpet pretty nicely. You can see here where I stopped. It's kind of matted down here still, and then this line here, this is where I started. So it cleans very well on this style of carpet, which is very low carpet. Now we're going to move over to here, and we're going to find that some of these pieces of dirt that are in the grout lines do not get picked up. So it is kind of convenient here that we can just go from on the carpet right to bare floor, not have to make any physical adjustments to the machine. And we'll go to 1. Brush roll turns off, and now we can move to the hard surface. Now it's not going to pick up those leaves, of course, but you can see the suction is strong. The hold in there. This is a good use case for the hose. Get all these leaves up from by the plant. Let's see what's left here. Actually looks like it did pretty good this time, but yeah, not bad. So it does work pretty well, but if you got, like, yeah, see right here, there's some sand. Heavier contaminants will remain in the grout lines, but everything on the surface, there's a piece of dirt right there. Everything on the surface is gone. This is not dirt, it's like stain or whatever. But now I'll move into the kitchen where we have hardwood floor. So before I start on the floor, I'm going to take the hose and clean inside here, because for whatever reason a lot of dirt accumulates there. And then there's also some dirt up over here, so I want to see if I can reach this with the hose. So I was able to get it, but you can't see it. As soon as it starts to stretch, the vacuum moves. If it's to the side, it'll try to tip over. So the usability of the hose is very limited, and if you want to clean something like stairs, you really still need a handheld canister vacuum. This slides along the floor real nice. Aside from the weight, it's very easy to push forward and back. Get into the kitchen area here, we can put the extended part of the head underneath the counter and pick up all the dirt from underneath the cabinets. And it does seem to get all the way to the edge. And if it doesn't, you can always grab the hose and go again. Certainly easy enough to just run this along there and grab anything that might be left. Okay, now we're going to move to the hallway, which is a different type of carpet than the living room. I'm going to go right from the hardwood floor to carpet. Very nice. Okay, last thing we're going to do is move here into the bedroom. Not sleeping in here. We're going to move into the bathroom and we'll clean the bathroom floor. So you didn't grab that ball of air in the corner? So we're going to have to get the hose out to get the edges of the floor. So we'll take the hose and go back here, get everything out from in there. And if I had two hands, this would go a lot quicker and go along the bottom of the heater here. At the top of the heater. Get all the hair out from here. It's very powerful suction. Now the bathroom is all clean. So the downfall now comes if I want to clean the stairs up. Yeah, I would have to, I've done it before, but I have to balance the vacuum, pretty much hold it with one hand on each stair and then go down one by one with the hose. And it's just not a very good way to do it. So I guess that's where my disappointment comes with the hose. Since it has the hose on there, I kind of was expecting the hose to be more of, or the vacuum itself to be more of like a all-in-one vacuum, so I don't need an upright and a canister. But if you have stairs, you really need the canister. And this doesn't have a floor attachment. Whereas if I was like in the tile floor area, I use my canister usually, because the canister's head, the head of the canister vacuum, the attachment thingy, whatever the heck it's called, is narrow. It's more narrow and it's closer to the ground, and it will get all the dirt out of the grout lines with no problem. Overall, I am very happy with the machine and I enjoy using it quite a bit. It's got a very good, high quality, sturdy feel to it. It glides along the floors real nice. The carpet cleaning performance is phenomenal. The carpets are spotless after I've gone through the house with this machine. I would recommend it if and only if you can tolerate a heavy unit. This is a very heavy machine. Carrying it up and down stairs is going to be a challenge for some people. Some people are going to get tired if you're holding it for a large area. No problem for me, but it would be an issue for some. You do have to change the bags pretty often, so keep a couple extra on hand because you'll go through them pretty quick. And the assembly wasn't the most intuitive thing, and the service isn't either. So that's something to keep in mind if you really are not mechanically minded and you don't like that kind of stuff. That could be a struggle, but it does seem like the service intervals are very long. In a year I've had nothing wear out on this thing that needs replacement. If you're using this residentially, you are going to want to keep a canister vacuum around as well. The hose functionality does leave something to be desired, and there are certain situations like cleaning stairs where this is just not practical.